Hello everyone, good day to all. It's good to be back. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, returning to our Tropical Weather Analysis, and this is for today, Wednesday until Saturday, June 17 to 20, 2026. And this is our English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. And we would also like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor, Lenny Robredo, and our Honorable Vice Mayor Gavi Bordados. So it looks like it's more than a week since our last update. Pardon for my non-video analysis because we have an accident. I bit my tongue during one of my dinner last Monday. Supposedly I was giving to have some recording during Monday. That was June 8th, but accidentally I bit my tongue before dinner. It happens whenever you are hungry, and it's deep enough to disable my speaking abilities. So it's just last Sunday that I recovered. So I'm sorry for not giving you the verdict, but it's nice because the weather is participating. No tropical cyclone formation, the usual tropical thunderstorms in the afternoon or evening are the common threat to our nation, and we're back to give you the very latest, and we are looking on a tropical cyclone that is expected to form within the next 2 to 3 days, and it's now to the east-southeast of Guam. This is LPA Invest 92W, and it's moving westward at a speed of 20 to 24 kilometers per hour, west to west-northwest. So here's the latest fast animation from University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page. As you can see, this is now the system. For the past 6 hours, the cloudiness of the convection of this LPA has weakened, dissipated, but it's still there, the low-level center, and it's moving or embedded along the fast or the strong subtropical ridge to its north. So it's moving very westward towards southern Marianas, and it's likely, based on the global computer models, it may become a tropical cyclone within the next 2 to 3 days. So right now, it's packing sustained winds of 35 kph, and we are still waiting for this system to act up and intensify into a tropical cyclone. Right now, over our country, you can see here from the University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page, Himawaii 9 satellite loop, there's an approaching trough, inverted trough, created by an upper level low, moving towards the area of Eastern Visayas, Northeastern Mindanao, and Bicol region. So for the next few days, there might be some localized thunderstorms once again. Today and yesterday here in Naga, we are experiencing dry conditions without any thunderstorm activity. But for the past week, a total of 4 days of thunderstorm activity has been observed over Naga City, where 2 of those rainfall reached 20 plus millimeters, and the last one was more than 50 millimeters, which flooded the low-lying areas of Naga City. So it's a common problem when we have these localized thunderstorms because of poor drainage, okay? And there are still other problems to discuss, but we will not mention that here since we are focused on the weather conditions. And so far, here's the latest on the zoom in satellite animation from Windy. This is for the past 6 hours, and you can see how clear is the Philippines during the morning hours. But right now, it's beginning to develop some isolated thunderstorms, particularly over Mindanao and the Visayas. And here's the LPA 92W, which is still disorganized as of this time as it moved westward towards the Mariana Islands. Now, here's the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. They now upgraded it into medium chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. This is Invest 92W. And as we look at the Japan Meteorological Agency weather map, it's still a weak LPA moving slowly westward towards southern Marianas as well. And we have here the dissipating weaker major front or a stationary front in between Taiwan and southern Japan. And here's the latest on the forecast models. We first discussed the American model. So for the next 5 days, you can observe here that the low pressure system is expected to act up or intensify after leaving Guam and the Marianas. And on Saturday, June 20, it's likely to become a tropical depression. It's a small one, midget one, moving west-northwest towards the North Philippine Sea, and the southwest monsoon is currently on a vake until now because of the effects of the dry Madden-Julian Oscillation, as well as the ongoing El Nino phenomenon. And we will be issuing a separate video of this El Nino update, okay? Likely today or tomorrow, we'll be issuing another update solely on the upcoming very strong or super El Nino, and we will keep you updated on that. And here's the storm on Sunday, June 21st, becoming a tropical storm based on the American model. We have here a southwesterly wind flow, part of the southwest monsoon, but it's not yet fully developed, affecting the southern parts of the western Micronesia. And another broad low pressure area is set to form here over the Marshall Islands. And on Monday, June 22nd, it could be upgraded into a typhoon as it starts to recurve towards the open sea of the North Philippine Sea. So this system, this upcoming system, is a non-threat to our country. So don't worry, it will not go to our country based on the American model. Okay, and if we extend the forecast of more than 6 days up to 14 days, which is highly uncertain, not yet sure, you can see the storm moving away, and then we got another one here forming over the Marianas, and this one is heading straight towards extreme northern Luzon based on the American model. But again, this is highly uncertain, less than 25% probability because it's more than 7 days. So this is on day 11 of the forecast, June 29, June 30, and then it will recurve towards the northwest, towards the southern islands of Japan as a powerful typhoon. Okay, and we have now the arrival of the southwest monsoon, the activation once again after a long break because of the ongoing start of the El Nino phenomenon. So that's the forecast. So we are still not sure of this forecast since it's more than 7 days. Okay, so it's like playing darts. If you are very far away on the dartboard and you try to fly those darts towards the dartboard, it will not hit the bullseye because it's far away unless you are just a meter or 2 meters from the dartboard, and that's the forecast of within 7 days. Okay, so that's the concept of these multi-models if you are more than 7 days. Now let's take a look at the European model. So the European model of this next system, same, it could develop west of Guam into a tropical depression, and it might enter PAR on Sunday, June 21st. Okay, and then June 22nd, Monday, it could become a severe tropical storm or a typhoon as it starts to recurve towards the southern Japan area. And it's moving closer towards the Okinawa, towards the Ryukyu Islands on June 23rd. and then on the 24th, it will sharply recurve towards the sea south of Japan without any effect on the Asian landmass. So the effects to our country based on the ECMWF, we might be having some mild or weak southwest monsoon because of the ongoing dry phase. So it's not much. But if we extend the forecast up to 14 days, the European model is also showing a low pressure system on the 30th, the last day of June, east of Bicol, very close. And on July 1st, it will pass very close to the Bicol region as a minimal tropical depression or an active LPA. And we have the southwest monsoon activating once again. So it's a different take on both models. These models are still highly uncertain since it's more than 7 days up to 14 days. So we will wait and see. But rest assured, based on what the computer models are saying, we might be having some increasing wet conditions during the last few days of June until the first week of July as we move into the heart of the monsoon season, or the Habagat season, or the southwest monsoon, which is going to peak between July and August. So we will wait and see on that possible model runs, okay, scenarios based on what the computer models are saying. Now for the Google DeepMind, this is the forecast on Invest 92W, and it shows here that it's much more southern tracking, okay, more to the south, and it will enter par on Sunday, July 21st, and becoming a category 3. And usually the Google DeepMind, when we are speaking here in the Western Pacific, it's much more higher, the amounts of the wind velocity of this forecast. So it might become a typhoon, and it will start to recurve on June 23, 24 towards southern Japan. So it will not pose any direct threat to our country based on the Google DeepMind AI model of Google. So if we take a look at the other ensemble, this is the ensemble from the ECMWF here, and it shows that it will track towards southern Marianas into the open waters of the North Philippine Sea, and possible it's gonna be recurving. And here over the American model ensemble, it shows our curvature system. Now for the multi-model tracks based on the 8 p.m. we are still waiting on the latest on the new forecast. Okay, let me see if we have, it's not yet available. So that's the forecast of all computer models, and if we look at it, it shows that it might recurve towards southern Japan without any threat to our country. So that's the forecast as of this time. So we don't know if we'll move more to the south. The area of northern Luzon might be having a problem, but right now it's all clear. What else? Here's the latest on the rainfall, 24-hour rainfall forecast accumulation from ECMWF. So those blue represents isolated showers or thunderstorms in the afternoon or evening. So we continue to experience that, and there are some like in Cebu and the Zamboanga Peninsula where the thunderstorms is severe. And here's now the signature of that potential tropical cyclone moving towards the North Philippine Sea. Okay. So on Monday, you can see a slight enhancement of the southwest monsoon across western Mindanao, western Visayas, Sulu Archipelago, Mimaropa, and so far that's the forecast for the next 5 days. We will not extend since we know that the probability is decreasing if we move up to 14 days. Now here's the wave forecast. So far it's quiet and light waves across the east and west Philippine Sea up to 1 meter or more. Light to moderate waves, and over the Sulu archipelago it's gonna be calm. Okay, deep sea gonna be some the ocean or the sea might experience some sea glass. Okay, these are very calm conditions of the sea surface. So for the next 5 days until June 21st or 22, which will be the start of the summer season, the Philippine Sea will be experiencing light waves up to 1 meter. West Philippine Sea, calm waves, so suitable for fishing and sea travel. So there's no problem at all. So here's the tropical cyclone that is forecast by the ECMWF to move towards the North Philippine Sea, and it might increase a little bit up to 1.5 meters here over the East Philippine Sea. So there's not so much problem because the system is expected to be a small one, likely a midget cyclone, because of the dry phase of our climate here in the Asia Pacific region. What else? Here's the latest on the Madden-Julian Oscillation. So right now we are on the dry phase. The Philippines are located, the Philippines is located here. So the path of the Madden-Julian Oscillation is currently here. So it's very weak as of this time. And you can see here until the last day of June, it's gonna be dry. So this is represents the dry phase of the Madden-Julian Oscillation without any enhanced convection. As for the 5-day running mean, we are still on the dry phase. So the dark blue is the wet phase, while the red one is the dry phase. So this is the outgoing long wave radiation. The blue represents that the radiation from the sun is being absorbed by the sea, while the red one is being repelled or being repelled back to space. And here's the latest on the ECMWF MJO, and right now it's here over Western Hemisphere, Africa area, the wet phase, and it remains dry over the Western Pacific and into the Philippine Islands. Now here's the latest on the MJO from the Bureau of Meteorology, Australia. Right now it's here, so same forecast. It will remain dry across the Western Pacific and the maritime continent of Asia and the Middle East. And let's take a look at the latest on the tropical cyclone threat potential from Pagasa. So this is the latest as of June 14, and for week 1, June 15 to June 21st, which is moderate to high chance of happening. We have here the moderate chance of a tropical cyclone formation forming here. It could enter power. So that's the forecast of the first week from Pagasa. Second week, June 22 to the last days of June, we could see here the potential cyclone recurving, and we have another one here passing over Guam and moving towards the Philippine area of responsibility. That will be June 22 to June 28. And remember, the probability of this forecast, week 2, is low. And for the global tropics hazards outlook from the Climate Prediction Center of NOAA, so this is valid for the next 2 to 3 weeks. On week 2 is 50% probability, while week 3 is low probability, less than 25%. So week 2, June 22 to June 30th, this is now the forecast of that Invest 92W becoming a tropical cyclone, but it's still more than 20% probability of developing into a TC. And here on week 3, Although this is highly uncertain yet, on July 1st to July 7th, the Philippine Sea east of Luzon will be having more than 40% of a tropical cyclone formation based on the climatological conditions of the month of July. So we will wait and see if this will happen, but again, this is still highly uncertain. We will observe that in the coming days and weeks, so no worries. So that's the latest for this Wednesday until Saturday, and we will return again this coming weekend for another update. Again, this is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, your senior typhoon specialist here at Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. And thank you so much for watching our channel. Stay safe always, and God bless to all.